I begin today by acknowledging the Aboriginal people are the traditional custodians of the land where the 2024 Australian Powerlifting Alliance National Series is held. I pay my respects to their elders, past and present. I extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples here today. First up today, we have Laura Raby opening her squat at 80 kilograms. Laura competing in the M1 3-lift raw at 63 kilograms. And that is 3 white lights for Laura.
Just in speedy how we want that intro first rep to go, giving themselves nice momentum. Only 7.5 kilos off her personal best, so it'd be great to see how much Laura's going to push that second.
If you were Laura's coach, what would you load up following that squat?
I mean, I'd say within, her best being 87, you could go 85 or you could actually go 87.5. That was a very speedy opener. She looks like she has a lot of room in there. So it'll be interesting to see what a 5 to 7.5 kilo jump looks like for her.
So probably looking at something like, oh, there we go. She's just coming at 87.5. Good call.
Yeah.
So up next, we have Sharon coming in at 90 kilograms. Sharon lifting also in the M1 female at 52 kilograms.
Our lightest weight class of the entire event. We've got 252 kilo athletes lifting in this group today. Very comfortable once again.
That was a very comfortable opener. And just waiting for the lights. I don't want to jinx it.
One of them. Someone hasn't pressed that button again. One of the lights hasn't gone through. Someone needs to press that white again.
Just press white again.
3 white lights. That is a good lift. Up next, also in the 63 kilogram class, we have Mary opening at 95 kilograms.
It's going to be great to see every single weight class today. We've got some really tight battles between each 3 weight groups that we'll see today.
What are the weight classes that we have here this morning?
We've got 52s, 57s, and 63s. Very nice.
I think with 95 kilograms moving like that and her best squat only being 100, I would say that we're looking for a PB here today.
All top 3 ladies open up very close to their previous 1 rep maxes and they've made it look very comfortable. So very encouraging signs to all hit PB so far.
Up next, the second lifter in the 52 kilo class, we have Natalie opening at 110 kilograms. Natalie's best squat in competition is 115.5 kilos.
Good. Wait though.
3 white lights. Next up, we have the first athlete in the 57 kilogram class, Helen Frank. Helen will be opening her squat at 117.5.
That's a really standard moving weight for Helen. I know her closely, and she's had a really fantastic prep so far. So I know Coach and her will be really happy with how that first one moved. And they like to take big jumps, so it'd be cool to see where she goes.
Okay, exciting. So up next, Rebecca Roberts, also at 117.5 kilograms. Rebecca lifting in the 63 kilogram class. That's just 5 kilos off her best squat.
Some really big openers, and they made it look really great so far. Really lovely work.
3 white lights. Up next, our final lifter in the 63 kilogram class, Megan, opening at 122.5 kilograms.
Just nearly double body weight on that opener. Just shy. By a couple kilos. Big. Nice and aggressive punch up. That was good.
Where would you go to after that?
I mean, her best is 131. She could choose to take a 7.5. She could and jump up to 130 and give herself a little bit of room. And then she goes for not only a competition best. I think it's fair to say when you got a 120 kilo opener to take some slightly bigger jumps if you're used to it in training.
I'd say that's fair. Up next, we have Elizabeth Craven, lifting in the 57 kilogram class. Elizabeth here today coming for her second national championship title this year. She also won the 57 kilogram open championships about 3 months ago now.
And she currently holds the APA squat record at 150 kilos. So her personal best is 160.5. So let's see if she looks to chip herself today in the record books. She'll be looking to get the 3 white lights to get on the board. There it is.
Very good. So now we go back to the top of the squats with Laura at 87.5 kilograms. So far, all of the lifters are on the board, which is a fantastic start to the morning and, frankly, a fantastic start for the entire meet.
It's exactly what we want to see. Gives them confidence to keep building throughout the rest of the session. Sometimes squats are the most nerve-wracking of the 3. So they've all set themselves up really nicely. And here we've got Laura attempting her competition best on her second. Her first moved really well. So I'm sure she's hungry to push at all-time best on that third.
That was very
I
fast.
think she can maybe go 5. She's got more room to move for sure on that.
I think I'd be pretty comfortable going to 92.5 as a coach.
Yeah. She'll be very happy with that. Big smile as she walked off the platform.
Up next, we have Sharon coming in at 97.5 kilograms. Sharon, again, in the 52 kilo class, and she opened at 90. So this is a fairly substantial jump as well.
And this is going to be pushing Sharon's competition best by 2.5.
On a second attempt, too.
Supposed to be feeling really good today. Had a great prep.
Just a little sticky through the midpoint there, but I think she'll be happy with that regardless.
She did well to stay with it. Maybe a couple more kilos there for that third jump.
And that's a comp PB for her. So, I mean, even if she'd only walked away with that, I think she should be pretty happy with that.
Sharon's got a bigger deadlift of her competitor Natalie later in the session, so definitely will be looking to build as many kilos on that subtotal as possible.
And now we have Mary Slater, also lifting in the 63 kilogram class and also having taken a 7.5 kilogram jump from her opener. This again a 2.5 kilo competition best. Very smooth second attempt.
Yeah, just where you want that second to be.
Actually, now looking ahead, it looks like every single competitor has taken a 7.5 kilogram jump from their first to their second squat. It's a little bit of a trend emerging here.
Textbook. It looks like also later in the session, Liz has potentially set herself up for equal best or pushing her best if she takes another 7.5. So we'll see how they all continue to progress.
Now we have Natalie Bartolo, 52 kilograms, coming at 117.5 kilos, which is a national record attempt.
If Nat is successful here, she's going to push the national record attempt by 5 kilos.
Oh, wow. Wow.
It looks comfortable. Let's see what the ref says. This angle looks hard to tell. Yep.
2 white lights, 1 red card from the left-hand side for depth, but 2 white lights is all you need. Now, Natalie could have taken 118 kilograms for a slight advantage later on. That extra half a kilo would force her competitor to go another 2.5 kilograms when we get to the tail end of the day. Now up next we have Helen Frank coming in at 125 kilograms. Helen in the 57 kilogram class. And just a reminder that all of these women are in the M1 division, which is 40 to 49 years old.
This is a really crucial lift for Helen. It's only 1 kilo below her competition best. She'll definitely be looking to chip that if she's successful here. Very smooth, tempo-like squat for Helen.
3 white lights for Helen. It's a good thing they don't give out red lights for tripping coming off the platform. Coach did look like he was checking for depth, though. He was crouched off on the side. I wonder if that's an issue for Helen sometimes.
Definitely a more hinged over athlete, so one of those things to consider.
Up next, we have Rebecca Roberts coming in at 125 kilograms, lifting in the 63 kilo class. This will put her just ahead of her competitor Megan by 2.5 kilograms before Megan's second squat.
She handled that really well.
Yeah, she did.
She's also a very tall athlete, the tallest of the session. And that sometimes can be harder the more you need to travel that moment arm through a squat. She handles it great. Should be happy with that 2.5 kilo personal best on a second.
I mean, any day that you hit a PB is a good day. Hitting it on your second is just a great start.
Cherry on top.
So, up next we have Megan coming in at 130 kilograms, again in the 63 kilo class. Megan's best squat is 131, so this is just 1 kilogram off her best.
It's very hotly contested between these Rebecca and Megan, so it'd be great to see how they push and pull for those first 2 spots. That looked very strong to me.
She had great control coming up out of the holder.
She really punched it in. Looking forward to seeing how Liz goes with this second. Potentially the first moved a little slower than she anticipated. It was a little bit harder coming out of that spot, but we'll see if that's just the traditional movement pattern for Liz in the second, because speed's always relative. She felt good enough to take a 7.5 kilo jump, so she'll be pinning for that first spot in this weight class. Oh, yeah. That was a much stronger squat. She's giving herself a big room.
So I'd say she's
Fantastic.
probably looking to chip that national record on her third attempt. And back to the top, we have Laura Raby coming in at 92.5 kilograms. Laura lifting in the 63 kilo class, already having matched her personal best.
We've got 4 lifters in the 63 kilo weight class, so I'm sure every single one of these ladies want a spot on that podium, so it's going to be really important for them to make these final lifts, to take the pressure off later in the session, and to really give themselves the best chance to, as I mentioned, step on that podium.
In a close powerlifting battle, even a couple of kilograms can make a really big difference. So this 5 kilograms could really be the difference between being on the podium and not being on the podium for Laura.
Oh, that was really good. Had even a little bit more room to move, I think.
Fantastic call from the coach. 3 white lights. That, frankly, couldn't have gone better for Laura, I don't think.
Yeah, she did fantastic. She got a really great spot to keep patient and move through that sticking point. It's a beautiful finish. 3 for 3.
Up next, we will be moving to Sharon, coming in at 100 kilograms, just a 2.5 kilogram jump from her second attempt.
Hitting three digits for the first time is, monumental. So lifetime. It's a little bit of that next step achievement. I'm sure this means a lot to her. First time in competition.
Like we said before, Sharon does have the bigger deadlift out of the 52 kilo class. So even though she is squatting a little bit less than her competitor, unfortunately did not manage to push through the sticking point there. Good save from the spotters though.
She'll be disappointed she didn't hit 100, but she should come away with a head held high. Hit a 2.5 kilo all-time PB on her second, so still many wins. But as we said, hitting those lifts is important.
I'd also say that shows excellent decision making, like coming out of the 97.5, the fact that she did load 100 and wasn't tempted to load 102.5, for example. It means that she got every kilogram that she could have got.
Absolutely.
Up next, we have Mary coming in at 107.5. Mary lifting in the 63 kilo class. She is the lightest lifter out of our 63 kilo lifters, weighing in at just 59.6.
Another point of advantage when it comes to considering, placings, chips, lifts that need to be made for that top 3 spot.
At the end of the day, in the event of a tie on total, the lighter lifter will take it. Oh, I actually thought that may have been high. Let's wait and see what the referees say.
See what the refs say. Oh.
Referees like it. Here we have Natalie coming in with her second national record attempt for today at 120.5 kilograms. So that extra 0.5 kilograms will force her competitor to take an extra 2.5 kilo jump later in the day. So it can be a major advantage in a close fight.
The second move, great. So I think this is a really smart decision here. Taking every kilo. She's currently in first spot. So she's kind of bursting herself at the moment.
She does have the lighter deadlift of the 252 kilo lifters. So really she needs to collect as many kilos on the subtotal as she can. Try and build a solid lead.
That was such a beautiful squat.
I would say there was probably a few more kilos in that, actually.
Absolutely, for sure. Oh, yeah. Her coach, Aiden Potts, looked a little bit surprised. He's like, come on, you could have done more. That's always a great position to leave yourself out of that squat for next comp.
Or even just not fatiguing yourself coming into deadlift.
Correct.
You know.
Absolutely, many ways, many advantages from that.
Up next, we have Helen Frank at 130 kilograms. This is 5 kilos up on her second attempt.
She really wants this 130 kilos. Again, one of those moments whenever you chip into a new weight range for the first time. Feels like a little historic moment to you. So let's see how Helen goes.
This will also be a 4 kilogram PB. I think attempt-wise, that was probably bang on. 3 white lights. That is a good lift for Helen. Up next at the same weight, we have Rebecca Roberts lifting in the 63 kilogram class. Also a 5 kilo jump.
This would be a huge personal best for Beck. 7.5 kilos if she hits it. She looked very comfortable in her second, so I think this jump was really smart. Nice and controlled the whole way out of that squat.
Like you pointed out before, Rebecca is the tallest lifter in the session. That was a really long way to squat that.
Yep.
Up next, we have Megan squatting 135 kilograms. This, again, a national record attempt.
Really important for Megan to hit this lift so that she can maintain her position in first coming out of the squats in the 63 kilo weight class. If she misses this, she's tied for first on that first lift with Beck, who we just saw.
Megan, a little bit of a subtotal specialist with the advantage on squat and bench, but not on deadlifts. But she has secured a 5 kilogram lead coming out of the squats and a national record to boot. Up next, we have Liz Craven coming in the 57 kilogram class with 150.5 kilos for a national record attempt. Her own national record that she's
going to
breaking.
do a sneaky 0.5 chip.
I mean, it's right there. Why not?
Why not? And her second move really well.
I would love to sit here and tell you all of the national records and all of the national titles and even all of the world titles that Liz has collected over the years. But frankly, I don't think we have enough time before the next lifter is going to come up.
Incredibly impressive athlete, the most decorated international Australian athlete we've produced.
Great attempt from Liz.
That was really good. I think it was spot on attempt selection too.
Oh, so that was a blue from the left referee and a red from the center referee. So red is failure to hit depth, and blue is knees or hips being unlocked either at the beginning or the end of the movement. So unfortunately, Liz does not walk away with the new national record here today. But she does still walk away with her second attempt, 145 kilograms, and a solid lead in the 57 kilogram class. Up next, we will be moving to Flight B, where we begin with Melissa at 100 kilograms. This flight is all of our 69 kilogram women, as well as our 74 and 66 kilogram M1 men. Again, M1 being 40 to 49 years old. Just taking your time to get comfortable under the bar. 60 seconds is a long time, so she can afford to take a moment to get it right. Oh, actually, hey, press.
Tara, bar was misloaded for that last round by 2.5.
Sorry, actually, that bar was misloaded. Sends a referee just double checking what happened there.
There was a 2.5 missing.
So it looks like that was actually loaded at 97.5 kilograms. There was a 2.5 kilo plate missing from one side.
Good spot. Ref eyes.
Should have spotted on the flight. So center referee just issuing instructions to the table. There's a couple of things that this athlete can do. She can either accept the 97.5 kilogram successful attempt, or she can reattempt at the end of the round at the correct weight. Of course, there's pros and cons to either. The downside here, of course, is if she takes it, is that she's only opened at 97.5 when she intended to open at 100. However, if she has to do it again, that now means she has to do 4 squats today.
Yeah, you're right. There's pros and cons. It's also like kind of incredible that she didn't show like she felt any different, because 2.5 can feel really different on one side.
Yeah. I mean, it's also opening squat, so it's possible that she was potentially a little nervous, a little shaky.
Don't feel the body.
It is also a little bit cold in here this morning, which can affect the way the athletes sort of perceive their bodies moving through space a little bit as well. Yeah. So up next we have Olivia coming in at 107.5, and just on that previous athlete, it looks like she's chosen to accept the 97.5. So Olivia lifting also in the 69 kilo class.
That was a really good spot, Rory.
Thank you. Nice smooth opener from Olivia. Two white lights, so that is a good lift. Right-hand side referee gave her a blue card. Blue, again, being knees or hips unlocked at the beginning or end of the lift. Up next, we have Amy coming in at 110 kilograms. Amy also in the 69 kilo class.
Just keep the bar clean. And the bar is lit for Amy.
The 69 kilo class here today is going to be incredibly close. All of these women opening within like a few kilograms of each other on squat and on bench and on deadlifts. I'd say this is probably going to come down to who makes the most attempts. Very smooth opener from Amy. 3 white lights, referees like it as well. Up next, probably the favorite to win in the 69 kilo class, but like I said before, this is going to be very close. Michelle opening at 159 kilograms. Sorry, 115 kilograms.
He really enjoys powerlifting. Come on, watch that.
Some fairly conservative openers here, but everybody is now on the board, which is great, and I think we're going to see some reasonably aggressive jumps. Up next, we're moving to the 74 kilogram men, where we have Timothy and Christopher. Now, on openers, they are nominated just 2.5 kilograms apart from each other, with Timothy having a very slight advantage on body weight.
This is going to be a really hotly contested battle, as we see throughout the day.
I think it's exciting. Like, a lot of the time when we
Very.
come to these meets, there's not very many people in individual categories, or we see one person who's an absolute runaway. But I think it's really exciting when we come in and we see people
Yeah.
having to fight for it.
Absolutely. I'm sure Tim and Chris are both going to try to get as many as all three on these squats. And as Chris really excels in that bench press, but then we also see Tim later in the day has a really big deadlift. So it's going to be a really big push of one pulling through that subtotal and then one really trying to pull for the win. So again, very exciting between these two men.
So 3 white lights for Timothy. He is on the board. Up next, we have Christopher, again, opening on exactly the same weight, 167.5 kilograms. So for Christopher, with the subtotal advantage here, he really needs to make all 6 of his first attempts and build that lead as far as possible. Try and push Timothy to something that he can't deadlift. His soft suit's on backwards.
What?
Is that okay? His soft suit's on backwards. Oh, a little bit of a sticking point there for Christopher. He did complete the lift.
Could be the nerves.
It could be the nerves. Yeah, it could be the nerves. 3 white lights, though. I think if you are going to make a silly mistake on a lift, it's going to be your first squat.
Yeah.
You've weighed in 2 hours ago. You might have a lot of caffeine coursing through you by that point.
First nationals with APA as well. So all these things going through the body.
Finally, for the opening attempts for squats for Flight B, we have Raymond Wong, the only competitor in the 66 kilo class.
Ray also competed at Open Nationals about 3 months ago and is currently holding all the records within this weight class. Coached by meet director John Tran.
Also owner of one of our major sponsors here today, City Strength.
Mm,
What a great opener.
beautiful opener for Ray. He hit 187.5 at opens. So
That
let's
is
see how big his jump-
closing on a 3 times bodyweight squat. That would be pretty cool to see.
Very cool to see. I'm sure Ray's really eager to also get to Masters World, so hitting that qualifying total is very important for him.
So the winners here today will be offered spots on the Masters Worlds team. So now we're back to attempt 2 for Flight B. We have Melissa at 110 kilograms. Now, Melissa's opener did look very good. The bar was actually misloaded, and she's just come out and double-checked that the bar is loaded correctly this time, which is a pretty good habit.
This will also be a 2.5 kilo competition best for Mel, so
It is a 12.5 kilogram jump, which is quite aggressive, but her opener was excellent.
It was tough. But she'll be very happy that she locked it in.
That was tough. I don't think we'll see another aggressive jump on that, but she does probably have a couple more kilos at least.
Yep, I
And she
do.
did get 2 white lights for that.
She got 2 white lights. I think she had the knees looked a little soft. That's what the red. That's what blue is for, yeah? For knees? Or is that for up and
That's
down?
correct.
Yep.
Yeah. Blue knees or hips soft.
Yep.
Up next, we have Amy at 115 kilograms.
This will be an equal best for Amy. So she's setting herself up nicely for a potential competition best on that third. Should everything go her way in this one. Ooh, really springs out. Very controlled on the way in. There's no problem on the way up.
So Amy and Olivia very close on nominated totals. Olivia just with a 50-gram advantage on body weight. The podium placings could come down to 50 grams of body weight.
So Amy's going to have to do an extra little bit more work there on that loading in the last minute. Again, Olivia's got a slightly bigger deadlift, but we'll see. It's not about your opener. It's about making attempts. Another very tall lifter.
Another very tall lifter. It's a little bit of a cliche, but it really isn't about where you start. It is about where you finish.
Absolutely.
And it's much more important to make attempts than risk bigger jumps most of the time.
Stuck very well through that middle foot position. She's accepted it.
One red light for that one from the right-hand side.
So next up we have Michelle. Looks like she's setting herself up for potentially going for the 69 M1 squat record, which sits at 125. This is 122.5. So looking to finish 3 for 3.
So Michelle is one of the heavier 69-kilogram lifters here today. So that extra chip that she could pick up at 125.5 kilograms would be a massive advantage for her.
Yeah.
And that was 3 white lights.
It was a very easy second, so she's looking to pull her chips in as much as she can in this really hotly contested 69 kilo weight class.
I would probably say we'd be looking at maybe 128 kilograms for her final attempt.
Yep.
And up next we have Timothy at 175 kilograms. If you recall, his first attempt was a little bit sticky coming out of the hole. Oh, she's only loaded 127.5. She has opted not to take the chip.
Mm-hmm. Sits 5 underneath Tim's best that he hit at open nuts.
A lot of competitors having done both Open and Masters Nationals.
Yep. Oh, that was bad. That was beautiful squat. Even bouncier than his first.
3 white lights. Up next,
For a second, he almost was going to re-rack before the rack call.
I thought so as well, actually. Up next, we have Christopher at 177.5 kilograms. Trying to just pull ahead a little bit. And actually, this will be a 2.5 kilogram PB for Christopher.
I remember you noted that Chris had a slight sticking spot in his first attempt, but we talked maybe it's down to nerves. He's feeling confident, obviously. It must have felt good. He's gone for a 10-kilo jump and trying to push his personal best. So let's see how he goes.
I can see that he's actually adjusted his soft suit, which for an equipped lifter, which we have some of later in the day, I would suggest that he was adjusting his suit to try and get more of an advantage. But that isn't That isn't a thing for our roll lifters, so I wonder what happened there. Much better than his opening squat.
Change your suit.
Much
Do
better.
what you need to do. Suit is anabolic.
3 white lights. It's the change of the suit.
Nothing else.
New suit, more power. Up next, Raymond at 185 kilograms. That is a 10 kilogram jump. Again, Raymond, our only 66 competitor here today.
Looks like Ray's definitely going to go for beating his previous performance at Open. That's where he currently holds a 187.5 and 166 record. His first move, like an empty bar, so he's setting himself up really nicely.
I thought that was good, but Coach pulled a little bit of a face at that one. Okay, that is the final attempt for the second attempts. So every lifter with 2 squats on the board, which is a great start for these men and women. And next, we'll be coming back to Melissa at 112.5 kilograms.
This will be a big 5 kilo competition best for Mel if she was to be successful. We know that her second was a little tough, so came off an aggressive jump and a slight misload from the spotters on the first attempt. So looking to finish off nice and confident, pulling as many kilos as she can. I think the 2.5 was a smart jump.
I think 2.5 is a smart jump as well. I think at these kind of loads, a 5 kilogram jump is quite a big jump.
It's all relative. She'll never not look at a bar being loaded for the rest of her life.
No, she won't. And honestly, that's not a bad habit.
Nope.
The spotters and loaders do their best, and there is a lot of eyes on that. But misloads do still happen from time to time,
Yep.
especially when it's early.
Yep.
I was a little bit nervous about that one. She only had 15 seconds on the clock when she got the squat command.
Oh. Unfortunately, she's just dropped and lost her weight, fell backwards a little bit. So I think it might be some blues. Yeah.
Yeah, she's looking for the lights, but unfortunately not. She does still walk away with her second attempt at 110 kilograms, which is still a very respectable squat. And a 2.5 kilogram PB. Up next, Olivia coming in at 120 kilograms. A little bit of jostling for position going on here. So Olivia coming in at 120 kilograms and as one of the lightest of the 69 kilogram women. But the next 2 competitors at 122.5 and 127.5. So if successful, the 120 will temporarily put her into second place ahead of Amy. But then if Amy is successful, it will push her back down into third place.
Looks like Liv also later down the day has a huge deadlift. The biggest of the ladies.
Unfortunately, just a little downward movement there, and the spotters took it. So Olivia coming away third in squats currently. Up next we have, Olivia currently second in squats with just a fractional advantage on body weight. Amy coming in with a 122.5 kilogram squat, looking to move from third into second.
See what they said for depth, hey?
Yeah, 3 red lights for that one, 3 red cards. That squat was unfortunately high.
Huh?
Hey, sorry, second session starts at 10:45, right? It got moved a little early. I have it in my calendar as 11, but I think that's actually wrong.
Up next, we have Michelle looking for a national record attempt here. As predicted, she had a really successful second. The current record standard is 125, so she'll be looking to chip that. And she'll also be looking to put 5 kilos on her personal best.
Oh, wow.
That was a phenomenal squat. Let's see what the refs say.
Cool, thank you.
And that was a good lift.
Up next, we have Tim at 182.5 kilograms. A 7.5 kilogram jump from his second attempt, and that will put him 5 kilos ahead of Chris with 1 squat to come.
The importance of making this lift for Tim cannot be overstated. Oh, oy, oy.
It looked like he'd gotten through the hardest part of the squat and then just hit like a speed bump or something. So unfortunately, 3 red lights for Tim, and the spotters did take it near the top there.
I think that was a good catch by the spotters. Very clear, sudden downward movement.
Yep, agreed.
This kind of opens up the field for Chris. Does he stay with 187? Sorry, 185?
So Chris currently with a 2.5 kilogram lead. And given that he is the weaker deadlifter, he's going to need every kilogram that he can get.
He's like, look, I'm already ahead. Let's just keep adding to that. There's no little risk.
So if successful, this will net him a 10 kilogram lead in total on Tim. However, he is the heavier lifter, so Tim will only have to match his total.
Ooh.
I think he got that.
He'll be very happy with that. That's also a 10 kilo competition best for him. So
Wow.
That was big.
That was a massive squat for Christopher, and that sets him up very well for the rest of the day. And up next, we have Raymond coming in at 195 kilograms for his third attempt squat, another 10 kilogram jump.
Ray's looking to push his Masters 1 record attempt here by 7.5 kilos.
That's a big jump on a record.
Oh, what a class act. Shaking on the hand.
3 white lights, shake hands with all of the spotters and loaders. So we are going to take a 10-minute break, and then we will be back with the 52, 57, and 63 kilogram woman for the bench press. Welcome back to the first session of the Australian Powerlifting Alliance Masters and Equipped Championships. This is the bench press, and up now we have Laura Raby opening at 55 kilograms. Nice smooth press for Laura's opening bench press. 3 white lights. Laura's best bench press is 60, and we may even see that on her second attempt. Up next, Sharon, opening at 57.5 kilograms in the 52 kilo class. Sharon's best competition bench press at 58 kilograms, so just 0.5 kilograms off her best on her opener.
Must be nice.
I would say she feels pretty confident coming into this. Sharon currently tracking at second in the 52 kilogram class, but very close on deadlifts. The white lights for Sharon. Up next, we have Rebecca Roberts opening at 62.5 kilograms in the 63 kilo class. For bench press, we typically see a little less jostling for position than we do in the other lifts, mostly because the absolute numbers are smaller. You still have to take multiples of 2.5 kilogram jumps, except Natalie in a little bit, who is opening on a record, but typically you do still have to take multiples of 2.5 kilo jumps. And so taking a 5 kilo jump for an opener is doable, but anything more than that, and the jump starts getting very, very large for these bench presses. So typically we're going to see 2.5 and 5 kilo jumps, and most of these lifters are going to be looking to just make as many lifts as they can. Up next, we have Mary, also opening on 62.5 kilograms. Mary, the lightest lifter of the 63 kilo class.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah.
A nice smooth opener for Mary. And that is 3 white lights. Now, if you are just joining in, we are at the Wallsend Diggers Club in Newcastle. So if you are in the area and you do want to watch some powerlifting, the atmosphere here is really good, and we're going to be here all weekend. So you should definitely come check it out. Up next, we have Natalie in the 52 kilogram class. Natalie currently leading the 52 kilogram class with a national record squat at 120.5 kilograms. And coming in with a national record bench press for her opening attempt at 66 kilograms. Now, typically, jumps do have to be 2.5 kilograms, as I said previously. However, when you get into record territory that is over the existing record, you can take multiples of 0.5 kilograms instead, so long as it is at least 0.5 kilograms more than the previous record. This is actually a very large advantage in a close fight. An extra half a kilo here or there early in the day can, particularly if you are the heavier lifter, push your competitors to take a whole 2.5 kilograms extra later in the day. And that can be enough to push people from where they can do it to where they can't later on. So that is 3 white lights.
Very tricky 1 kilo push on that total. I'm sorry, on the national record.
Up next, we have Helen Frank coming in with a 70 kilogram bench opener at 57 kilos. Helen currently coming in second in the 57 kilo class. I think she clipped the rack on the way down, but it doesn't seem to have slowed her down at all. 3 white lights. Now up next we have Nakia opening her bench press at 75 kilograms. Nakia is our only bench-only athlete in this round. So she did not squat. She's competing in the 84 kilo plus, the open weight category, opening at 75 kilograms. So now, she is an equipped lifter, which means she is wearing a very tough shirt made out of material kind of similar to denim if you've never tried a bench shirt on before, and it provides quite a lot of resistance pulling the bar down. So this bench press is probably going to look quite different to our other bench presses this morning, because the hard bit is actually going to be for her to get the bar in contact with her chest. She not equipped at all.
Mm-mm.
Who's that walking around in the bench shirt?
That's Vicky.
That's Vicky. Apologies, I did get 2 lifters confused. So that was a raw bench press there. And 3 white lights. And the bar is loaded for Elizabeth Craven, opening at 77.5 kilograms. Her best bench press, 87.5 kilograms. Liz going 2 for 3 on squats and currently in the lead for the 57 kilogram class.
Very snappy.
That is how you would like every opener to move. Up next, we have Megan Travato, also opening on a national record attempt, 77.5 kilograms. The heaviest opener of this session, equal with Liz, and heaviest opener of the 63 kilo class. Three white lights, national record attempt, and all of our first flight A, are now on the board.
Fantastic push there from Megan at the end. She beat the national record standard by 7.5 kilos, and she has plenty of room to grow on that.
Imagine putting 7.5 kilos on the record on your opening attempt. That's phenomenal. Now we'll go back to the top of Flight A for round 2 with Laura Raby coming in at 57.5 kilograms. Now, as we said before, there's fairly limited choices for attempt selection on bench press. So the vast majority of these women have taken 2.5 kilogram jumps just because there's not very many other options.
Looks as a second should. I reckon she's going to take another, 2.5 and try to beat her or meet her previous best in competition at 60 kilos.
Typically, we see either symmetric jumps or a bigger jump between an opener and a second. So a lot of the time when we see a lifter take a 2.5 kilo jump from their
most they can
opener
take.
to their second attempt, it's unlikely that they're going to take a bigger jump after that. But it can happen, especially on deadlifts when people are jostling for position.
Yep. But as you said, limited for choices.
You just don't have a lot of choices. Her choices now are effectively 60 or 62.5. And I can see that she has loaded 60 now. Up next, we have Sharon at 60 kilograms. Sharon lifting in the 52 kilogram M1 class. That was a nice bench press. 3 white lights. The referees like it. Coming up next, we will have Rebecca Roberts coming in with 65 kilograms. Rebecca lifting in the 63 kilo class. That's just a touch over a bodyweight bench press. And equal to her personal best. And 3 white lights for Rebecca. Up next, we have Mary with 67.5 kilograms, a 5 kilo jump from her opening attempt. A little slow, but very smooth. That was probably a good attempt from Mary.
That's going to try push herself once again with another record attempt.
Absolutely. Well, one of the advantages of being in record territory is that you can be much more granular with the attempts that you take. So everyone else here is forced to take either a 2.5 or a 5 kilogram jump. But Nat doesn't have to. She, in this case, has taken 2.5. But if she'd wanted only 1 kilogram or maybe 1.5 kilograms, she could totally have done that instead. I think that's another record for Natalie. 3 white lights. Coming up next, we will have Helen Frank at 72.5 kilograms. A 2.5 kilo jump from her first attempt. Fantastic attempt selection from all of these women so far. Next up, we have Liz Craven coming in with 82.5 kilograms. 5 kilos up on her opening attempt. Another excellent attempt from Liz.
Next up, the bar is loaded for Megan. She is going to be pushing for another national bench press record attempt here in the under 63 kilo weight class. She holds it from her first attempt, so now she's just looking to continue to chip herself. A little tougher than you want. A little tougher than her first. Naturally, she's taken a 5 kilo jump, which is nice and big, but not a problem, and definitely has more kilos in the tank for that third. To finish off our second attempts, we have Nakia. She is competing in the bench press only and has taken a 10 kilo jump. Her first move like an empty barbell. Doesn't look like it is a problem at all. See what the refs say. And 3 white lights. Nikki could definitely take another 10 kilo jump up to 95, which is her best in raw bench pressing. But now we're going to go back up to the top, and this is where it gets fun. We have our third attempts. First up, we have Laura, our first of the 63 kilo lifters. This will be an equal competition best for Laura. Works for it, locks it out, and looks very happy with that 3 white lights. We're now going to Sharon, who competes in the 52 kilo weight class, meaning that this 62.5 kilo bench press is way over 10 kilos above body weight. If Sharon is successful here, she's already beat her competition best on her second, but she'll look to continue to grow that competition best here. Fortunately, he's been asked to rack it as the glutes did come off the bench, but an incredible grind and push for the next. However, she should be happy. Came away with a competition best with that second at 60 kilos. Next up, we have Natalie, who's going to go for her third national record attempt here. She's blasted past it on the opener. Now she's looking to continue to chip herself with this 1.5 kilo jump up to 70 kilos.
Legs on. Nice and relaxed. Come on. Big push. That's it.
She fights very well to get that off the chest. Stays nice and patient. Locks it out. And the refs are happy with that. She secures herself not only a record in the squats, but also a record in the bench press. Next up, we've got Rebecca looking to hit 70 kilos for the first time in competition here. She's opted for a 5 kilo jump. Must felt very happy with how that 65 moved. And I think that was absolutely the right choice there. Bit unconventional to go from 2.5 to 5 kilo jump, but you got to play the day, and it worked in her favor. She's very happy. Just giving the bench pad a little bit of a wipe down to take out any excess chalk.
And the bar is loaded.
All lifters can ask for a wipe down of the bar off the bench on their third attempts. Now we have Mary, who opened up with her competition best at 62.5 and is now looking to knock down 70 kilos. An incredible grind, the biggest of the session for sure. Is she going to be rewarded for it? And yes, she was. 3 white lights. What a huge push. Had to work hard the whole way through. What a reward. Next up, we have Helen here looking to meet her competition best with 75 kilos, coming off the high of a squat PB. The first time Helen has hit a squat PB in 5 years. So she's definitely looking to continue to grow her best competition total to date here. And unfortunately, just not there today. Doesn't have to sacrifice too much. She did take 72.5 kilos for her second. Megan, going again. Looking to chip 2.5 with another national bench press record attempt for the 63 kilo M1 weight class. She's locked it out. And 3 white lights. Fantastic little chip there. Now we've got Liz Craven looking to chip the previous Masters 1 record attempt that she set 3 months ago. She's looking to chip it by 0.5 of a kilo, where she hit 85 flat. And it looks good to me. And yes, there it is. 3 white lights. So here we have Nakia. She is our bench press only athlete for the flight. Here she is going to be pushing the M184 plus bench press record attempt here. And she has no problem with that. Fantastic work. Great to see 4 national records broken here today. She only needs 2 white lights, and that's what she's got. We're now going to jump into our second flight. We have a couple more bench press only joiners to the group. But we're going to start off with Melissa, starting with 45 kilos on the barbell. This is just 2.5 kilos below Melissa's best in competition, so she's starting off really strong. Look like an empty barbell. She'll be really happy with that. Setting up for another opportunity for a 3 for 3 with the bench press this time. Next up we have Ian. Ian competes in the males M3 105 kilo weight class. Ian here, as you can see, is competing equipped. Just like Rory gave us a little bit of insight into how this feels. It feels like really stiff, hard denim. So the most challenging component of an equipped bench press is the actual descent, staying controlled, getting the elbows bent to the point that they're past the top of the shoulders, as is the demand of the IPF bench press rule. We should really see it spring off the chest. As done. Looks like an empty barbell. Next up we have Tanya, who's also going to be competing in the equipped bench press only category. She joins us as an M2 in the under 84 kilo weight class.
And the bar is loaded.
Going by open powerlifting, this is Tanya's first time competing at a national level event in the equipped field. And she handles that beautifully. We now go back to the Raw 3 Lift Classic with Amy opening up at 60 kilos. Lovely opener. Once again, exactly what we want to see. These ladies and gentlemen give themselves the opportunity to keep building, to continue to gain confidence and momentum. Attempt to attempt, getting used to potentially what might be a new bench press, getting used to competition calls, and getting settled into the environment that can be a little bit nerve-wracking if this is your first time. Next up, the bar is loaded for Olivia. Lifters have a full 60 seconds between when they're given the command to come on to the platform to the start command. She's used all the seconds she needs, and she's given 3 white lights. Our final female lifter for these first attempts is going to be Michelle, who's up next. Michelle competes in the under 69 kilo weight class. She came away from the squats with a national record. So let's see if she continues to push for the bench press record as well here. Smoke show. Once again, another great example of how we want these openers to move. Nice and comfortable, giving you a good platform to grow into your second. We now come into the battle of the 74 kilos. Off the back of our squats, Chris currently sits in the lead. So Tim comes in with a slightly bigger deadlift, Chris with a slightly bigger bench press. So Tim really needs to nail these 3 attempts, get as many kilos as possible so that he takes the pressure off his deadlift to pull for the win. Tim is opening up now at 90 kilos. Next up, we have Chris with 112.5 kilos. He'll be looking to continue to extend his lead as much as he possibly can in this subtotal space before we get to the deadlifts. Great first attempt, 3 white lights. Next we have Raymond bouncing off the high of hitting a national record squat at 195. Now onto the bench press, he's going to open up with 120. As we discussed earlier, Ray actually competed 3 months ago at the Open National, where he holds the 66 kilo bench press record himself. So let's see how Ray goes, trying to push his previous best. Ray holds the record at 130 kilos. That is no problem at all. Next up, we have our last lifter for this session with his opener. Justin competes in bench press only raw. He's an M2 lifter. Last time we saw Justin compete in bench press only was earlier this year, where 150 was the attempt he hit. So must have come off the back of a great prep, feeling confident to open with the weight that he finished at last comp. He has hit 160 before in competition. He started off that set really lovely. 3 white lights. Now we move into our second attempts. We're going to go back up to the leaderboard. We're going to start off with Mel. This is a 2.5 kilo push on Mel's best in competition. She's looking to lock in 50 kilos. I'm just trying to find this. Just there we saw Melissa go for a very successful 50 kilos. But now we go on to Ian, our male equipped lifter for the session. Competes in the M3 class for 105s. His opener flew. And now he's going to add another 5 kilos to it. Ian has some blocks set up underneath his feet so that we can abide by the rules where you need to have full foot contact on the floor. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. We now go back to our raw lifters. Amy, taking 2.5 kilo jump. This sets up Amy for a nice 65 kilo third, if she's successful here, which will be a competition best. She sticks well with it through that middle spot and is given 3 white lights. In the same weight class, we have Olivia coming up next, who's opted for a 5 kilo jump to 65. Very comfortable opener. Grinds through it. Does well to lock it out. She has the option to jump up to 67.5. Up next, we have our second equipped lifter for the flight, which is Tanya. Takes a 10 kilo jump. Very lovely work from Tanya, and is happy with that. Next up, we have Michelle, who is our last 3-lift raw female lifter for the group. She takes a 5 kilo jump in this second attempt. This is an equal competition best for Mish. And that is a very comfortable second. Setting herself up beautifully for, I think, at least another 5 kilo jump. Up next, Tim takes a 7.5 jump. Crucial attempt to hit. Smooth finish, keeps the pace the same from chest to lockout. Be interesting to see what Coach Shea chooses to jump for that third. Tim's best in competition is 100, so he gives himself room to hit 102.5. Should she feel like he's got the 5 jump in him. Now we've got Chris looking to equal this competition best. Opener flew. So a very healthy 7.5 kilo jump here. Very nice, very smooth. Plenty more in the tank. Now we have Ray who's going to look to equal his best from Open Nationals. And he set himself up for pushing that record if he's successful the year after. Ray's getting the block set up underneath the legs. That was good. It was smooth. He's got kilos. Here we have Justin going for our first ever in the APA bench press only raw attempt. Justin's going to look to push 160 kilos, which is his best in a bench only competition. He competes in the M2 under 105s. Open move very well. Very great. Really nice. He'll be very happy with that considering his last performance at a bench press only competition. That was a bit of a redemption moment. He's got kilos in there to push a little bit more. Potentially somewhere between 5 to 10. On to our thirds for the bench press. First group. Mel's going to be looking to push 52.5, which is going to be a 5 kilo bench press PB if she hits it. Huge. Opened up at her just shy of a competition best. Now is looking to add 5 kilos by the end of it. And unfortunately, just not there today. Gave it a red hot crack, only sacrificing 2.5 kilos. She comes away with 50 kilos and a 2.5 kilo competition best on her second. Move on to Ian, the first of our bench-only athletes here. This is his third attempt. Second move like an empty bar, but we understand the challenge in the equipped lifting is the management of that descent. Ian also competes in the M3 class, which makes him one of our most senior athletes of the competition. And he does really well. We can see there the challenge in bending the elbows, letting the bar touch the chest, and springs off there afterwards. Great work. Amy up next with 65 kilos in our 69 kilo weight class. Important lift for Amy. Slightly challenging second. We'll be looking to equal her competition best here. Has asked the head spotter for a handout. And unfortunately, just not there today. Good catch by our spotters. Next up, we've got Liv making a smart choice, I feel, taking a 2.5 kilo jump off the back of a challenging second. But again, it's all about stacking up the kilos, building up that total. Really important in this 69 kilo weight class, as it is our most stacked of the morning groups in both flights. So every kilo really counts and can be the difference between hitting third, fourth, first, or second. Unfortunately, just not there for Liv. But again, not sacrificing too much on her total, as she did hit 65 on that second. Up next, we've got Tanya, our female equipped bench presser. Tanya here's going to go for a national bench press only equipped record attempt in the M284 class. So second move really well. Now it's up to her to tick that final box to secure a record. Just got to do is lock it out. She sticks with it all the way through the end. And it is a good lift. She looks very happy with that. Very happy with that. Now on to Michelle, who is our final 69 kilo lifter for the first group today. M1. This is going to be a 2.5 kilo competition best.
As long as you're back,
Unfortunately, just not there today. But she still holds that squat record, so she should have a lot of confidence and momentum, hitting a competition equal on that second, squat record on the first, and has some big deadlifts to go. Now on to our 274 kilo men. First up, we got Tim, looking to equal his best. Smart choice after a challenging second. This is going to equal his competition best of 100 kilos.
So go drop your gear off, get changed out of that, and come back.
Huge Brian. He's not stopping. We just got to keep moving up. We just got to keep moving up. Could that be the grind of the weekend? Unbelievable push from Tim. That was an RP 11 out of 10. Unreal. As we talked about, every kilo really matters as we approach these deadlifts of these 274 kilo men. So it's important likewise for Chris here to hit 125 kilos. It's going to be a 5 kilo comp PB for him if he hits it. His second is very, very comfortable. So now it's all about execution. No problem at all there. Plenty to give still. But a smart choice, taking all the kilos you need to make the difference in that deadlift. Comes away with the advantage of going 3 for 3 in the squats as well, to help closing the gap as much as possible on those deads. Our second last lifter for the bench press today, team, Raymond, pushing his own national record here for the M166 kilo men. He's looking to go 134. Very, very good press from Ray there. Coach looks happy. Ray looks happy. A beautiful press to finish off his bench press efforts for the day. To finalize our bench press for this morning's sessions, we've got Justin. He hit a record on the second. Now he's going to look to chip that record, but also hit a personal best. Justin here is competing in the M2 Raw bench-only weight class. Unfortunately, just not there today. However, he does come away with the 160 kilo record that he set on the second. All right, team, there it is for the bench press. Come back in 10 minutes and we've got deadlifts. See you then. Now we have Mary with 115 kilos in the 63 kilo weight class. These deadlifts are going to be the determining factor of where these lifters land on the podium, be that third or fourth, as we do have 4 lifters in this 63 kilo class. So really important for these ladies today to make these attempts. Very comfortable work for Mary there. Next up, we've got Helen, who sits in the 57 kilo class, one below the last 2 lifters that we just saw, and she's opening up even heavier. Phenomenal work for Hel. She goes up against the OG Liz Craven. Light as a feather. Again, another great example of how we want these openers to move. So far, these ladies are nailing it. All lifters so far this morning have done an excellent job, coaches included, in making the right attempt selections to give their athletes the best opportunity to lift their biggest totals so far. Starting off with 3 white lights in the opener, crucial for confidence and for gaining that momentum. Great work there from Sharon. Next up, we have Nat, who's currently holding the national records in both the squat and the bench press for the M152 kilo class. Will she be able to do the same for the deadlifts? Let's see. A super snappy sumo pull there. In great hands with sumo specialist Aidan Potts as a coach. We now move on to Megan. Megan holding the squat record for the 63 kilo women. Big deadlift open here at 147.5. Another sumo pull-up. Comfortable work. Plenty of room to move. Now we have a really big jump. Rebecca, 160 kilos. Long arms, tall girl. This is going to be a national record attempt on her opener. That's why she can take the 0.5 kilos. This should be very comfortable back. Her personal best is 167. Ops. And very matter of fact, approaches bar into a position quickly. Makes it look like an empty bar. Next up we have Liz. Opening squat, biggest of this first group.
And the bar is loaded for Liz.
165. Does well to hold it on. Waits for that down command. 3 white lights. Love to see it all greens on that score sheet for our opening group. Already seen a record fall, and we're just getting into those seconds. Here we have Laura for her second attempt, 120. Just how we want that second to move a little bit tougher, but with some room to take for that third. That sits just 2.5 kilos below her competition best. So definitely room to take a competition PB on that third, which is really exciting. Very closely joined with Mary. 125 for Mary, taking a 10 kilo jump. Open and move like an empty bar. Once again, very comfortable and extra control she's showing on that descent. Not necessary to do anymore, the APA. You just need to have hands on the bar so you can show some control that you've not lost balance as it touches the floor. Next up we have Helen in the 57 class. For her second deadlift, 130, 120 moves great. Also taking a 10 kilo jump here. Stays with it, shows control. Coach looks happy. And 3 white lights. Here we've got Nat. Opening sumo pull looked really beautiful. Gives her plenty of room to confidently take this 7.5 kilo jump.
Come on.
Beautiful lift. No surprises there with that 3 white light call. Up next we've got Shaz, who's opted for a 10 kilo jump. Should be a very confident number for her, considering her previous competition best was 142. Gives herself a big jump if she wants to take it again and push that third for a PB. Looks good, very swift. Very swiftly executed. Refs are happy with it. Give her 3 white lights. Now we're going to take a jump up into the 150 kilo range with Megan's second. She currently holds the bench press record for the 63 kilo M1 class.
And the bar is loaded.
Very smooth. The whole way from floor to hip lockout. Another big jump. Now we've hit the 170 kilo range. We've got Rebecca. She's going to look to chip her national record that she set on her first by 9.5 kilos. This is also going to be for Beck a personal best in competition by 2.5 kilos. So double important in the record, but also in the personal best achievement. She looks fired up. Let's see what she's got. Smooth as butter. Oh, she's got more. It's very hotly contested between those top two in that 63 kilo weight class. So it's going to come down to these final pulls. Now we've got a 175 kilo deadlift from Liz Craven. Our last puller for this first flight. She holds the bench press record. She's going to probably be looking to push her own deadlift record as well. But she needs to hit this in order to do that later on. Oof. Smoothest pull yet. Execution even better than her first. She looks really fired up and happy with that too. Now it gets exciting. We start to see a little bit more aggression, a little bit more energy as it comes to the last pull for all our lifters. Now we have our thirds. Laura Raby is going to jump in first with 125 kilos. This is a 2.5 kilo competition best for Laura. She's hit an equal best in the bench. She's hit a bench squat record as well. So she'll be looking to top off an excellent day with one more PB here. Oh, she does really well to hold it back. Oof. She'll be extremely happy with that. And they definitely looked at her and coach very happy. Beautiful performance there. Mary, 10 kilo jump, equal competition best. She's had a stellar day so far, 8 for 9. Should be looking to cap off a clinic here with a 9 for 9 performance with this final lockout. Oh, she gets it off the floor. Unreal pull. Didn't look like it was going to move. She stuck it with it. Very patient off the floor. But unfortunately, just not there, but a very valiant effort. Looks like it was just some blue lights for downward movement, which can be accounted to what happened at the very beginning of that phase of pulling. But she can't be mad with that. She gave it absolutely everything that she had today. Next up, we've got Helen. Looking to finish on an 8 for 9 here. And a total best. Unfortunately, just not there today. So now there's actually been a bit of a weight change, and lifters have the opportunity to do that 1 minute before their last pull. So what we see now is we actually have Sharon up next. Sharon's opted to move to 142.5 kilos. This is to secure her second spot in the 52 kilo weight class. And this for Sharon also will be an equal competition best. She'll be eager to lock out 3 for 3, has been unfortunate in not being able to achieve that in the squats and bench press so far. So important for multiple reasons: to secure second, to secure that 7 for 9, and to secure an equal competition best. Does move. What do the refs say? And it is a good lift. Good finish to a big day for Shaz. Next up, we've got Nat on her final pull of the day, looking to cement her first position finish. This will be a big 7.5 kilo competition best for Nat. She hit her previous best on her second. She'll be looking to cap off a hugely successful day with this final attempt and go 9 for 9. And there it is. Big day. Comes away with 2 records and a deadlift PB. Can't ask for it better. On to our last 3 female lifters. If Megan is successful, this is going to put her into first position. Very close battle. If she hits this, it puts the pressure then on Beck, who has the bigger pull, to hit that attempt. Only 5 kilos at the moment separating them. Big lift here for Megan. A spectacular job. Megs will be super happy with that. That is a 10 kilo competition best. That is massive. She puts the pressure on Beck. Needs to hit this. So Beck has the option of one of 2 things here. She can stay at 177.5 to maintain second position, or she can look to push. It looks like there's been a last minute change. There's been a change. There's been a change. Ref, there's been a change.
The change was in before the bar was loaded.
The change was in before the bar was loaded. Keen eyes realised.
Yeah, I was like, something happened.
Because she wouldn't stay, because this is the pull for the win. So as suspected, Megan has put the pressure now on Beck to pull for the win. So we saw before, she's chosen to go up 183. Megan does also have the body weight advantage, so Beck needs to push that extra bit. She has to beat her. This is the pull for the win in the 63 kilo class. Fortunately, just too much sauce. However, we're here at Nats. We're here to push. And we need to look for that first placing. And that's exactly what she did. Megan played that really well. And it was a very tight battle. The first that we've seen. Really exciting. Both Megan and Beck should be super stoked. Here we have Liz. 185. This is the national record attempt.
Go, Liz. Come on, Liz.
She's going to push her national record attempt by 2 kilos here. This is a big moment. She holds a bench press record. It wasn't a matter of strength. It was a matter of balance, and very unfortunately so.
She like walked out.
3 blues.
Wait,
She looked good for it. Unfortunately, Liz, a veteran of the sport, knows how this goes. She'll come back even better next time. She put on a really fantastic day. We got to move on now, team, into our second round, where we're going to start off with Amy. She's going to go for 125 kilos, which looks to be a massive 10-kilo competition best. She's had what looks like an exemplary deadlift prep to open up 10 kilos above her previous competition best. Next up, we have Liv opening up 130 kilos.
Yep.
Very controlled, very steady deadlift. Be eager to see if that is just Liv's regular movement pattern, regular style of deadlifting. Because it can be easy as a lifter individually look at something and apply how heavy and how slow something would feel for you. But maybe that for Liv is just her regular style of deadlifting. So let's take a look at how that second moves later today. Next up, we have Mish, holder of the squat record in this class. Looks like no problem at all. And 3 white lights for Melissa there. Mish there. Next up, we've got Mel. The biggest deadlift opener for the 69 kilo class. No doubt we'll be searching for a 3 for 3 finish. Manages it well, looks happy with it as well, and has gotten 3 white lights. The time has come, my friends, for the 74 kilo battle. Chris currently holds the first position based on subtotal, but Tim has what looks like a 15 kilo jump on his deadlift opener. We already discussed this earlier today. It's not about what you open up, it's about how you finish, but that could be the gap that is needed to be filled. Let's see. It really puts the pressure on Chris to go 3 for 3 in these final deadlifts, because any missed attempt could give the opportunity for Tim to catch up and overtake. And he looks good. Next up, we've got Tim. Tim's got plenty of room to move here based on his previous competition's best. But Chris is having a spectacular day and has opted for a 15-kilo jump. Looks very comfortable for Tim there. Stays with off the floor. Nice and snappy lockout. And there's about 20 kilos right now that is separating them too.
Being self-aware, shit.
Up next, we've got Ray, sitting in his own weight class of the under 66 kilos. He's got the squat and the bench press record, and based on this opener, he's going to look to take the deadlift as well. 207.5 here. Very comfortable work there for Ray. And the bar is loaded for Amy. Starts off our seconds. Really easy opener. Very snappy lockout to finish. A great pull. Looking really in check. Just giving herself the appropriate jump should she want to take a big PB jump on her third. Same numbers for Olivia. Only 5 kilos are separating second and third here in this 69 class. So important for Liv to make these attempts to stay on the podium.
Yep.
Really consistent work there for Liv. We saw her opener was at the same speed of that second, which just goes to prove that speed is all relative. What you think is a hard rep isn't the same for someone else, and it works for her. She's taken a 7.5 kilo jump and successfully hit it. And she's got maybe about 5 kilos more, I reckon, to really cement that position on the platform. Oh, sorry, on the podium. Here we have Mish. She currently sits in first place with a healthy lead, but nonetheless still the importance of going as many successful attempts as possible. 140 kilos on the bar. Stays with grind off the floor. Very speedy once it gets moving. And it's a good lift. That is a competition equal best for Mish. Our last 69 kilo lifter is Melissa. Melissa currently sitting in fourth, but going for a national attempt record. National record attempt, sorry, at 147.5. That is the only reason why she can go a flat number, go a micro. versus otherwise the necessity to go 0.5. Mel is well in sights to be able to pull, if she's got it here and in her third, to scrape herself into third position, pull back as many kilos as possible. The power of a big deadlift to finish. Once again shows the exact same signs of nice and steady through the phase and then a very assertive lockout, and the refs are happy with that, and she has the deadlift record. Let's see how much she looks to push on the next one to chip herself. Into the gents. We got Chris. Chris and Tim have both opted for a 15 kilo jump. 20 kilos currently separates them. So, it's all about execution for these two. You need to make the lifts. Makes good work of it. And holds on to his first place for now. And then we have Tim. The bar is loaded for Tim. Opener was very comfortable. Looks good to me. Tim does have the bodyweight advantage, which means that Chris needs to pull more. Ray's looking to go 3 for 3 today, a record in each discipline. This is going to push the record he set at Open Nationals in the N166 class. 220 kilos on the bar.
And the bar is loaded.
Stays with it. See what the refs say about lockout. No problem at all. Refs are happy. Here it is, team. The last deadlifts for this morning. All very tight battles in each of the groups. If Liv hits this, she will successfully stay in second place. Important to note that between second and third, only 2.5 kilos separates them. So Liv needs to hold this, needs to finish this pull with 3 white lights to maintain that second placing, or else she leaves the door open for Amy.
And the bar is loaded.
Very important pull. 5 kilo jump. makes a difference between second and third.
Yep.
She does exceptionally well for holding on to that bar. You might not have been able to see it from this angle, but the left side completely came away from her, and she did an incredible job of rotating backwards to stay straight and lock out. So impressive from Liv. Up next, we've got Michelle. This is to secure her first. She's got a healthy jump on her competitors. So here it's about Mish getting a 5 kilo personal best. As she hit that 140 on a second, this will be an all-time best for her in competition. Oof. Fantastic work. Stays over the bar, stays patient with it, and just locks the hips through. And she is our 69 kilo M1 champ. So this is the pool that is going to take Amy potentially from second to third place. She's increased her jump. If she hits this, she takes away the second place from Liv. And also hits a national record. And without a shadow of a doubt, she even had, I reckon, at least 7.5 more on that pool. That was fantastic. Her and coach look super happy. And they've snagged that second. Amy holds on to the record now. But we have Melissa coming up next, trying to chip that record herself as she's going for 152. This secures Mel fourth place, but she's looking to beat her personal best and push her previous record. 152, getting a bit of a wipe down of the bar. As we said earlier today, you can do that for each of your third attempts. If she doesn't get this, the record stays with Amy, who chipped her by 0.5 on her third.
Bring it home.
Stays with it. I mean, what a grind. And she's got it all she needs to the two. And she finished it off with a 152 kilo deadlift record. And fourth place with the 69 kilo class. Will be extra excited and happy as well with the finish of going 3 for 3 on her deadlifts, finishing a 7 for 9 day. If successful here, Chris is going to cement his position in first place. He's up for a 202.5 kilo deadlift. This is a 2.5 kilo PB for Chris. Really important he makes this because these extra 10 kilos, sorry, the extra 7.5 kilos he's adding to his total here can make the difference for Tim, who is a deadlift specialist. No effort, no issues there. Challenging, but well within his strength range. And Chris has put on a clinic. Making attempts matters in tight battles, and he'll be super stoked with that. So our second last deadlift for this morning is going to be Tim. Tim here, if he is successful, is going to stay in that second spot, but is going to be earning himself a national record. Hence the 0.5 chip that he's taking here. Not only is this a national record, it is a 7.5 competition best. Tim? That was a spot-on choice by Coach Shea Zuru. And a beautiful execution from Tim. Finished off with a huge grind in the bench press and the deadlifts. And a big, big deadlift. PB. Ray's been cheeky with it. He's opted to go 2.5. And this again will chip his previous best. Bar is loaded for Ray. Our last deadlifts for the morning session. Ray sits by himself within this weight class. So he'll be looking to push his previous best. And he's done that so far, but will look to continue to add as much as possible. And I actually think that Ray's opted to not take this last attempt. So he's opted to time out, but we do need to let it go the whole way through the flight. The whole minute. And there it is, my friends. That wraps up the first morning session of the APA Masters and Masters and Equip Nationals. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll be back with our second session later in the afternoon. Until then, have a great afternoon. See you next time.